Hello, Likers. Welcome back to our channel. It's me, your fave, your one and only, your baby girl, Malaika. Like I swear, we are doing a critical review of Mr. Aloy's series, When Marriage Becomes a Nightmare, episode 2. Is a new series. So it starts with Clara, who came to meet Jonathan in the room. He was working on his tablet. So, like, Clara has been worried because apparently, there was some time ago, like Jonathan wanted to go into this business because he's a civil servant. He works in a company. So he wanted to go into this business and like to later maybe quit his job and become a business owner. So he needed some money because his money was not enough, and Clara they sold the land that they jointly had as a couple, and Clara added money to it from her own account. Like she cleared out her account and gave the money to Joe to do that. But now what happened was that at the end of the day, Joe has not given any feedback. Joe does not tell Clara anything about the business. Clara is not aware of anything, if the business is moving or not. So she decided to find out from Joe, like, Omo, what's up? How is the business going? And Joe was like, he was very evasive, like, what business are you talking about? She's like, what are you saying? The business you're supposed to open, like the one that I gave you my money. He was like, it's okay, because to her it's like, we have a plan as a couple. You were supposed to, once the business is stable, you quit your job and focus on the business to grow the business. He said yes, once it's stable he will do that. So she was like, but why is it that we are married? I know nothing about your finance. I don't know anything. Like, if something happens to you today, I don't even know where to start from. Already the house that we are living in, we are renting. It's not our personal house. So what is going on, Omo? Joe became so pissed because to him, Clara is just a woman. Clara is not supposed to know anything about his finances. Clara is not supposed to ask about his project. She's supposed to focus and be a woman that she is, and he will provide for her, and that is it. And normally, like, as I know, I'm not married, I've never been married, but one thing I know about marriage is that it's a combined effort. It takes two to tango. Like, it's two people coming together, to build up something. It's not just you, one person, making all the decisions. It doesn't work like that. It will definitely crash and burn. So Joe is standing on 10 toes that Clara has no right to ask him any question, not because she gave him money to put in the business and blah 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 and all the rest. And this is the reason why you see some couples, when the man buys, once he leaves this earth, you will see the family will start trooping in, the family of the man to collect this, to collect that, because the woman she's not even aware of anything that's happening in her home. She doesn't know anything. Her husband wouldn't tell her anything. And right now, to her, it's more like, oh, this is not what we are supposed to be doing. We are supposed to be working together as a team, because we are a team. But to Joe, no, Clara is a woman. They are not a team. And to him, the way Clara is talking about properties, about money, it makes him uncomfortable. And he's saying that it's obvious that Clara does not want to last in this marriage. To him, it's offensive. He's very offended. He finds it very offensive for Clara to be asking such questions. So to him, she's not supposed to be asking. So the next scene shows Benita and Clara having their breakfast. And Benita is removing the outer layers of the bread, to eat the inner part of the bread, the softer part. And Joe is coming downstairs, I think he was coming downstairs for breakfast. But once he came downstairs, he saw what was going on. Like, Benita was taking out the external part of the bread, to eat the internal part. He didn't like it, and he started nagging and all the rest, like trying to make them feel like he's doing them a favor. This is your family, for crying out loud. You cannot treat your family as though they were strangers. You cannot treat your family as though you're doing them a favor, by providing for them. They are your responsibility. It is a favor when it's not your family. But when it's your family, it is your responsibility. you know. And Clara was kind of confused because to her, why is it that you find it like you have a problem with almost practically everything? You complain about everything. You there's you always see negativity everywhere. Because to her it's more like this bread is so hard that we are trying to eat it, because if we say that we are not going to eat it, you will start complaining. But even at that, we have to eat the softer part because we try to remove it and now you're complaining. You bought this bread. It's more like you didn't give your wife money to go and buy the bread. You bought this bread and now you want to complain. Like, what are you complaining about? You're not supposed to complain, because it's happening like this, because of that. So as he was being rude, he was talking, and Benita tried to be like, she didn't like the way her dad was speaking to her mom. And her dad told her that if she dares talk to him like that, he's going to be like, he's going to beat the living daylight out of her. So normally Clara has to caution her daughter, asking her not to be rude to her dad. But now Joe finds it very offensive, because to him it's disrespectful. Like, Clara is being disrespectful by talking to him like that in the presence of their daughter. Clara didn't say anything. I know that girl is spoiled, no doubt. Benita is spoiled, yes, which is very wrong. But now, for Clara to caution her daughter in front of her dad, it's okay. I don't see any wrong in what she did. She just told her daughter, you cannot get involved when me and your father, we are fighting. And Joe finds it offensive. To him it's more like, Omo, you're being disrespectful. So, like, it seems as though Joe has a problem. He has a problem that he's not saying. There's something bothering him that he's not willing to say, and it is taking a toll on his marriage, because he's always nagging, he's always complaining. Benita just had to leave because it was like the talk was just too much. It was just getting out of hand, and Joe found, to him, that was rude for their daughter to leave when he's like, almost at the end of the day, you look at this guy, you will not know what his problem is. Yes, you don't even know the color of his problem. You don't know what he wants. You cannot even pinpoint what his real problem is, because it's obvious that he has issues, but he doesn't know how to handle it. Because, like, he picks a fight at every corner of the house. He sees things wrong everywhere. And Clara just wants to understand what is going on. Because how come all of a sudden you were never like this? To me, Malaika, I think this guy is having issues, more like, I think he's having financial issues. I think he's having financial crisis at work. Maybe his company isn't doing well. Maybe the business he opened isn't doing well, and maybe he's having issues at work. He's a man, a lot of responsibilities. He has external family, and I'm sure he has his side chick somewhere, or maybe he has another family, because the way he's behaving, it's kind of funny. So after the dispute, he decided to go upstairs. The next thing shows Joe in their bedroom, getting his stuff to go to work, because, like, he was just done with the argument and everything. And Clara walked in and was like, what is going on? Because she wants to understand the sudden change. Like, to her husband has changed a lot. Joe has changed. Joe is always nagging. He always has something to say. He's always complaining about one thing or another. Somebody is always offending him. Like, it is like nothing is working. Nothing seems to be working. And Clara, being a mother and a wife, she needs to know it is her responsibility to find out what is going on and to see if they can tackle the problem together. you know but Joe is still saying the same thing, like everything is okay, like there's nothing wrong, just that the problem is the fact that they are wasting, she and her daughter are wasting stuff, and that was when Clara was like, you see, this is the reason why I wanted to work, you know I wanted to work, but you said no, and now you're complaining all the time. So to Joe, letting Clara work is like a slap on his face, because to him, letting her work means that she's indirectly telling the whole world that he cannot take care of his family. So she's trying to understand that, wait, would you let your pride buy you? Like, so you rather sit here and be insulting me because you're taking care of me and my daughter than to let me go out there and work and earn money so that I can support the family as well, so that we could work hand in hand. Like, she's trying to understand her husband's mentality. Because yes, it is a man's place to take care of his family, no doubt. But a woman is a help. A woman, that was why God created man from mud and created a woman from a man's rib. Because a woman is supposed to stand by her husband. She's supposed to help her husband in time of crisis. They are not competing. She's not saying that they want to do 50-50 or whatsoever. No, she wants to support the family when her husband is down, like now. And Joe sees that to him is very offensive. So to him, it seems more like Clara wants to be out there so that different men can be seeing her. That Clara should indirectly, tell him that she just wants to go and say her kwikus. That she wants to go and pretend that she's working, and she was very offended by it, because she had to smack him, because to her, you are insulting her character, and that's true. You're insulting. This is not who she is. She's not that type of person. So why would you say something like that to her? She found it very offensive. And she warned Joe never to do something like, and that is really rude and disrespectful, because you have to be so disrespectful towards your woman for you to use such words on her. Honestly speaking, you have to really be disrespectful. Clara was really hurt, and Joe, he could not even apologize. He just carried his stuff and up and left. The next scene shows Joe is leaving the house. He's trying to lock the door. He's going to work. So he stepped forward, opened the gate. By the time he's going to enter his car, a red car pulled up, on his driveway. Like, he didn't even notice, but once he entered his car, he noticed that there was a red car behind him. So he decided to come out to like check what's going on. It turned out it was his landlord. He has not, his rent has expired, and he has not said anything. He has not paid. He has not even called the landlord, and the landlord had to pull over. And the landlord was like, "Guy, what's up? How far?" But now Joe, being an arrogant person, because you could tell even from afar that Joe is a very arrogant person. He lives in later glory. He lives in the past. When that's how he lives. So, the landlord, because for a man that is respectful, for a man that is down to earth, modest, he'll definitely recognize his fault, that, oh, yes, I'm supposed to pay my rent. I'm sorry. But, if you see how he looked down on this guy, insulted the landlord, insulted his house, making him to see that, how can you be boasting with this rubbish you call a house, when people are having houses in Banana Island, Ikeja, Eco Atlantic, people are having houses there. You're here, you're insulting me and blah blah blah, Lekki stuff. Where is your own? Yes, where is your own? You that you're insulting your landlord, where is your own? And he's talking about his past glory, how when he was buying champagne of 2.5 million naira. A responsible man, I will say this, a responsible man who hasn't built a house, to see people that are irresponsible. You see somebody, they don't even have a house, they are renting, but they'll go in a hotel, in a nightclub. They say they'll shut down the nightclub, spend over 50 million. That 50 million can be a down payment for a beautiful villa, sorry, or a house somewhere, but they'll prefer to take that money to go and splash it on hotel. You want to shut down a hotel or or a guest house or a club for people that will just see you that day and that's it, rather than investing in yourself, or investing in something good that will help you in the future. So now this guy has invested, he has built a house where you're renting and you're looking down on his house. This is crazy. Now I understand why he's having issues with his wife. This is great. And he was even threatening the landlord instead of begging, like, as he was threatening. And the landlord just told him, I give you up to the week next weekend. Let me come back to this house. And all this insult, you don't gather it and give me as money, we'll see. Like, as we are going to end this video, thank you so much. Honestly, like, as I don't understand, like, some people are so proud, like their pride is their biggest problem. Yes, this Jonathan of a guy, his pride is the biggest, like his pride is going to be his downfall. When I was Big Joe, you were Big Joe, so what did your name Big Joe do for you? Yes, because being called Big Joe, how would you go to a nightclub, buy a bottle of wine or champagne or whiskey for 2.5 million naira, whereas you don't even have a house? That 2.5 million naira, you can buy a plot somewhere. You can even add the money and buy a plot a bit better in town, or you can add the money, and buy a house somewhere for yourself, a roof, instead of renting in people's houses. Like I always say, choose positivity over negativity. Choose your mental health over anything negative. Okay, please protect your mental health at all costs. Don't stay in a place where you're disrespected. On this note, I have to say bye, guys.